Hey. Sorry if I sound a little more tired than usual. It's 'cause I am. We are currently in queue to hop into Endwalker. It's probably gonna be a little while. Just due to, you know, stuff. But we will be getting into it as soon as the queue finishes. I should probably switch this over a little bit so I can actually look at chat. But so while we wait, I was planning on talking about D&D, so we might as well do that. Excuse me. Good lord. So, I've got a couple of campaigns going simultaneously. And by a couple, I mean there's one ongoing campaign. And then there is, and then I'm planning for some one-shots here. We're doing a horror one-shot. I'm wearing a hood because it's cold down here today. Also, I need to turn on my lamp. Here, hold on a sec. There we go. The main campaign is a non-good campaign, which is to say everybody has to be neutral or evil. In, like, think of it as, like, Dark Souls territory. Like, the world is falling apart, and, like, nasty and bad. So, yeah, they're trying to collect 4 artifacts for their patron, who has basically been like, if you bring us this, we'll make sure you never have to work again in a day in your life. And there's some shit about them that's pretty sketchy, but they're also interesting. I'm excited to see. Like how this goes, essentially. And right now, I'm building a villain for the horror one. Because it's going to definitely require that that it's a high level PC, essentially, the villain. Now granted, I'm not going to give them all of the abilities of a high level PC. That would be ridiculous to pit against an entire party. But they're going to have some tricks, because, like, there's no reason not to, right? You know what I mean. Blah, blah, blah. We'll go with... Yeah, we'll go with that. And we will do... this and this. Actually, no. The problem I have right now with D&D Beyond is I actually have too many options. I've been buying books as they come out, so I'm literally sitting here going like, oh, good lord. Uh-oh. There's a lot of things in here. Oh boy. Here's that. And we'll choose when you cast a spell that requires you to make an attack roll, the spell range is doubled. Your ranged spell attacks ignore half cover and 3/4 cover. Requires an attack roll. I mean, let's just go with that so I can get different ones. But yeah, so it's 5 level 13s that are going to be going essentially against a level 20. We'll give them that. Perfect. Now we're going into Mystic Arcanum. These are always fun. What do you do? Nah. 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 Go with that. So basically, due to the fact that I've got to make this guy particularly strong, I mean, we're just waiting right now. We're just waiting for this stuff to finish. We'll go with that, and we'll increase that. Another Mystic Arcanum. What are you? Oh, right. No. We don't want that. How about you? Nah. I don't really plan on using any of these, so let's go with that for now. We may change it. 8th level Mystic Arcanum, we're 200 away. Maddening Darkness. Oh, we gotta go with that one. Ability score improvement. Go with that. And for the 9th level Mystic Arcanum, we'll take that. And we'll go boop, boop. Optional. I mean, that doesn't really matter because we're already pretty much figured out. Cantrips. Gotta take Eldritch Blast. Infestation. Mind Sliver. Ooh, gotta go Minor Illusion. And for spells, I have 15. So let's go Hex. We'll go Alter Self. Enthrall. And we're choosing these not because of their strength, but because of like what this character represents. Which I don't want to go into too much detail in case my players check out this video. Ow. Fear. We'll go with Summon Shadow Spawn, because I can flavor that. Vampiric Touch, definitely. Everard's Black Tentacles. Shadow of Moil, what's that one do? Yeah, we'll go with that too. Summon Aberration. Mislead. Negative Energy Flood. Okay, from there, let's add Summon Greater Demon, which I'm probably not going to use. Oop, not that one. Hallucinatory Terrain. Major Image. Mage Armor. There we go. Alright. So with all of those figured out, okay, Charisma's gonna be that. Alright. Here's how we're gonna do this. Override score. Gonna make this this. We're gonna make this this. We're gonna make this this. But it's going to override those scores to that. Excellent. That's what I wanted. Description I don't need to give because it's a villain. Equipment. Don't need to give too much because, well, she doesn't need much. Alright. And we're still at 200 in the queue. That's fine. It's fine. Yeah, that'll do. Alright. We're gonna increase this blanket. So, because this is a horror campaign, the boss fight may not have a ton of HP, but that's not the point. The point is trying to catch them, trying to get a hold of them. This character specifically has a ton of abilities to get out of shit. So they're constantly going to be like wriggling out of the player's grasp, and the players are going to constantly be kind of seeing shit happen. I'm excited to see how that goes. I have to take a look at, in fact, I think I have it. Folders. It's one of my favorite homebrews by a guy named Actual Jake here on Twitch, that I've used a handful of times. And I just have to make sure that I get down all of the information that I need to get down. Because it has been a long time since I've read this. And I really need to apply it to D&D Beyond. I need to add it in as a private homebrew so I can use it a few more times. But I haven't had the chance to do that yet. Also because it's a little complicated. D&D Beyond system, despite being very good, lacks in certain areas. That kind of makes me mad. Just because it's fairly difficult to apply stat changes and additional features that feature stat changes, just because of how the system works. So it's still fairly reliant on, like, oh, go to your features page and read this and know that this is a thing, that this is the change as a result. Which is fine. I just wish the system were a little more robust for stuff like that. Oh, we're 77 in the queue now, so we should be... There we go. Alright, so let's switch off of talking about D&D, because it's time to play. Alright. So we're just gonna drop straight in. Ow. It's that time of year where, like, my nose is super dried out and constantly hurting. Alright. Ow. Hello, Alphino. Alize. Umbra, do you have some time to talk? I would like to gather everyone in Dawn's Respite and together assess the situation in which we find ourselves. Okay. Let us take stock of the facts, shall we? The crisis at hand began with the sudden appearance of ominous towers in a multitude of locations throughout the world. We have since learned that said structures were brought into being by an organization known as the Telophoroi. The Telophoroi's stated purpose is to recreate the final days of eons past, an apocalyptic event that would result in the destruction of all we hold dear. Already have these towers of theirs been the cause of untold suffering. Countless innocents have kidnapped and imprisoned, their faith perverted for primordial summonings. Alizé. And unless we find a way to deal with the corruptive aura surrounding the spires, we can't even get close enough to rescue anyone. Those shielded with the blessing of light seem able to resist being tempered at least. But after what happened to Aronvald and Fordola, we need to be very, very careful about how we proceed. Yet, while these threats close to home are of paramount concern, we mustn't lose sight of the situation in Garlemald. As you know, the Talaferoi are under the leadership of Fandaniel and one other delightful fellow, Xenos Ye Galvis, the crown prince of our dear friend. To date, he's reclaimed his old body, murdered Emperor Varys, and plunged Garlemald into an even deeper pit of chaos. The capital has probably seen the worst of it. For a good while there, it saw the bloodiest fighting in the War of Succession. But that has since changed, and in troubling ways. Aye. During our reconnaissance, the air was not once rent by the barking of cannons or the cries of discord. 'Twas an eerie fog of silence which did blanket the ruined city. The inhabitants appeared to have been tempered, and with nary a word spoken did they labor to transform the palace into a soaring edifice born of nightmares. If they were indeed made thralls, it seems safe to assume that these events, too, were orchestrated by the Talaferoi. An army of primals is awful enough, but in light of recent developments, I fear it's only the prelude to an even greater catastrophe. We need to devise a means to counter this threat, and quickly, before our allies are overwhelmed. We will find a way in Sharlayan, I'm sure of it. Master Fortunal's comments regarding the final days were curious to say the least. The Forum knows more than it's letting on. Sorry to interrupt. It's been a while since I'd done these voices. We've just received word from Mistress Kryle. She says the arrangements for your visit have been finalized. You're to head to Limsa Laminsa and board the next ship bound for Sharlayan. And, on arrival, present yourselves as associates of the students of Baldesion, come to assist with the Order's restoration.
The arrangements may be settled, but what of your thoughts? They must race at a prospect of returning home after so long.
Alizé, I'm eager to see it, of course. We should set off at once. Then I'll accompany you to the docks. You need at least one person there to wave and cry and wish you a safe journey.
Alright. We're on our way, boys and girls. And those in between. Alright, let's go. I know I probably sound more tired than usual. I am starting like way earlier than I normally do. Mostly because I have to end early, like 3 or 4. Yeah. Got plenty of things to do. So we're going to Limsa. Ow. Look at all these bunny boys. Look at all these bunny boys. Everybody loves a good bunny boy. A buddy of mine had to take 3 weeks off of this game because he's hanging with some buddies, doing some music stuff, and couldn't take his computer with him. And I'm honestly starting to think that was smart, because it's so busy. The game is so congested right now.
Everyone's here, which is good because I've already paid for your passage and the fee is non-refundable. The ship for Charlian should be pulling into port soon, so please follow me and have all your luggage close at hand.
Voiced cutscene?
They've almost finished loading our cargo. We should be ready to depart right on schedule. Or so I'm told.
Or so I'm told.
Excellent. 'Tis nice to have a smooth beginning to one's journey, at the very least.
It's funny. Master Louis Soir came here on a ship very much like this one. And now, years later, the street urchin he befriended that day is bound for his mentor's homeland. With his mentor's grandchildren, no less.
Aye. 'Tis upon reflection that every twist of time's river and fate's whims are brought into sharp relief. Thou hast matured much in the intervening years. Wert thou not caught attempting to relieve Master Louis Soir of his purse scant moments after he made landfall upon this dock?
That.
Oh, really? Now that's a tale I'd like to hear.
Will this be your first visit to Charlian, Sir Estinian? Sir Estinian?
Ow.
Are we strangers newly met? Why this stiff formality?
I, merely meant it as a professional courtesy, since we are now colleagues in an official sense.
I'd rather you dispense with the sirs, especially in private company. Or I'll be forced to respond in kind, little Lord Alphino.
You've made your point, Estinian. Painfully well.
Ow.
Better.
Did his voice change?
Are you all right, Tataru? You seem positively distraught.
Are you all right, Tataru?
Distraught?
You seem positively
Me?
distraught.
Don't be silly. I think it's lovely that they get to see their homeland. It's just, we're trying to thwart the schemes of an army hell-bent on destroying the world. And once again, I have to stay behind and worry that this is the last time I'll get to see my friends.
Aw, Tataru.
I'll hold you to that.
Ah, good. You're still here.
Hori! Coulternay! What brings you all this way?
We're to assist the Maelstrom and the Kobolds with a lunar primal operation, so we thought we'd see you off before heading to the tower. Flamine and the others wish you all a safe journey, and promise that they'll look after things here until you return. We will too, of course. Aye, we, your fellow Scions of the Seventh Dawn, will do our part to ensure the end of the world won't happen on our watch.
We're set to sail! All aboard for Charlian!
It's time.
Then we must delay no longer. We will contact you the moment we learn aught of value. Wish us luck.
Have a safe journey, and please, please, be careful.
And so you venture forth unto the unknown. A fate beyond the horizon that cannot be divined. A future undefined and in flux. In uncertain times, naught but the simplest words of wisdom will suffice. That which lives is destined to die. Love leads to loss. Every beginning has an end. Treasure every moment, every step of your descent. And there, in the depths where souls and stars rest, find your truth.
Here. Feel. Think.
The day has barely dawned, my fellow earlier riser. Though we're hardly alone in that. Envious of those still sleeping soundly, no doubt. Called out to you, you say? I've heard nothing myself. In any case, I dare say the sea air will do you good. Why not join the others on deck? Charlian should be coming into view at any moment.
Oh, hey, it's Hydaelyn.
My voice yet reaches you. I am glad. Hear, feel, think. And thus do we meet face to face at last. My warrior of light, guided by the crystal. After your sojourn in the First, I believe you have your answer. You have gained an understanding of what I truly am, what Hydaelyn has always been, a primal. Zodiac was created to forestall the apocalypse which threatened the ancient world, and I was brought forth to bind him. Yet 7 times now, those who would orchestrate a return to that bygone era have rejoined a shard to the god I had sundered. The greater his strength grows, the swifter does mine own diminish. The power to draw your mind into the rift betwixt is no longer mine to wield.
Okay.
Yet though it taxes me sorely, I dare not leave these words unsaid. Even bereft of my guidance, you and your companions have accepted the burden of this star's troubled past. A conjunction has begun to form, an intertwining of your time and mine. Wheels shudder and turn. Conflict looms. Monumental. Which will decide the fate of this world and all life upon it. When you truly understand what is at stake, and your journey has prepared you to surmount the insurmountable, then shall I honor the promise made in another time, another age.
Cast your peepers to the fore, folks. Sharlayan's just over yonder.
I will not keep you further. Your traveler's heart must yearn to behold this unfamiliar land. We shall meet again, and soon.
Okay.
Oh, what a fine morning. Oh, still a bit stiff though.
And a good morning to you too. Taken a look at the island already?
Then let's go. Let's go. Might still be room in the prow if we're lucky.
Ah, the sleepers have arisen.
Oh. The music.
There she is. Good old Sharlayan.
Oh, I see it.
Home. Home at last. Well, maybe not in Father's eyes, but we'll manage on our own, if we must.
You do know you're not alone in this, don't you?
Indeed. 'Tis as Sir Estinian saith. Forget not the comrades who boarded this ship at your side, I prithee.
Thank you, my friends. We are ever grateful for your steadfast support.
Upon arrival, we will be disembarking into the heart of Sharlayan proper. There is no greater concentration of wisdom in all the world. I am confident that somewhere within that center of knowledge and learning, we will find the answers we seek.
Hell yeah.
Sharlayan, the solitary island nation of the northern seas. Where under the watchful gaze of Thaliak, patron deity of scholars, academics hoard all manner of knowledge and secrets. Once, they deigned to accept foreign students into a distant colony maintained in the Dravanian hinterlands. How swiftly they abandoned it once the first Garlean boot set hostile foot on Alamegan soil. So averse to the prosecution of war, these men of wisdom, your would-be allies.
I thought they'd never let us off the ship. What's next, then? Entry applications?
Hopefully they find no cause to deny us.
Hasn't Sharlayan all but severed relations with foreign powers? Those of us without direct ties, myself included, may be refused outright.
'Tis true that, as a nation, Sharlayan only forms trade agreements with a select few neutral countries. But from a practical standpoint, an island cannot afford to be overly strict with its borders, especially not if that island's people are wholly devoted to the accumulation of knowledge. If one submits the proper paperwork, with satisfactory evidence of identity and intent, then foreigners may be granted entry.
May.
Quite. So let us be absolutely clear on these points before we proceed. The immigration officer will ask for your affiliation and your purpose of visit. Considering Sharlayan's views on intervention, I strongly suggest we avoid any mention of the Scions. Kral has laid the groundwork for us to act as associates of the students of Baldessian, and our ostensible reason for being here is to aid in their order's restoration. Grahatir, it might expedite our progress should an actual student be seen at the head of our little group. Would you mind leading the way?
Of course. The immigration officers were this way, as I recall. Shall we? Greetings. We've just arrived and are eager to make our way into the city. Would you be so kind as to process our entry applications?
Certainly. I see by your mark you are an Archon.
I am. Grahat here of the Students of Baldesion at your service. I was assigned to an Eorzean survey team, but have returned to assist with the reformation of my order. My associates here will provide additional support.
Very good. I have paperwork detailing your group and its scheduled arrival for today. And it seems some few of your companions are also Archons. If you'll step forward, we can process those applications first.
Ishtola rule.
See how it glows. That list is etherically linked with the citizen registry kept in the main repository.
I've confirmed your status as Archons and amended your travel records accordingly. Welcome home. Now, who do we have here?
Alphino Leveilleur.
And Alize Leveilleur.
Your applications have also been approved. Having said that, the streets are abuzz with talk of how House Leveilleur's lord disowned his young progeny. And while such personal circumstances constitute no reason to deny you entry, I urge you to avoid exacerbating your present situation. Times are quite troubled enough already.
We shall keep that in mind.
These last two are not Sharlayan natives, but you will find their credentials are in order. An application was made in advance.
Name and occupation?
We're gonna go with that one.
An adventurer. Well, I suppose that is considered a valid calling in your native Eorzea, and it does indeed match the profile provided. You may enter. And you, sir?
Estinian Valino, formerly of the Order of the Knights Dragoon in Ishgard.
Formally, at least. And what, pray tell, is your profession now?
If you'll allow me...
Cryo.
My associate is a mercenary, hired for his strength at arms. Surely you are aware of the dangers we often face on our forays into the wilderness.
Mistress Baldesion, if you insist on sponsoring his entry, then so be it. But while I appreciate that desperate times call for desperate measures, I find your choice of company concerning. Be advised that even a single misstep may have severe repercussions for your organization.
I have every confidence in my chosen company, dear and trusted comrades that they are. But I thank you for your concern.
Croyle, it is good to see you.
Likewise. Long voyage notwithstanding, you all seem none the worse for wear. There is much to discuss, but this is hardly the place. Let's be on our way, shall we? Oh! Welcome, friends, to Sharlayan.
As your mercenary, I should hope my welcome includes a generous salary.
Well, I had to say something, Sir Taciturn.
I'm glad I spotted your ship coming into port. The officers are born bureaucrats and sticklers for detail. In any event, you may relax and take a moment to get your land legs back. I get a new weapon? I get a new weapon? Alright. I'm gonna keep Shadowbringer in, though, because I love that sword. Old Sharlayan, new to you. I had thought to launch directly into an explanation of what I've learned and how we might proceed. But this is Umbra and Estinian's first time in Sharlayan, and for the rest of you a homecoming that was long overdue. You must have places you wish to visit and people you're dying to see. Therefore, I propose we postpone our agenda so that you all may have sufficient time to recover from your journey and get your bearings in the city. Once you've settled in, we can reconvene at the Baldesian Annex. How does that sound? 'Tis a fine suggestion. We may not be welcome at Levier Estate as such, but I should like to nose around the neighborhood all the same. I am equally untethered, as it were. There's no particular place that my kin call home. Still, I would not pass up the opportunity to reacquaint myself with the city. Likewise. A quick tour of our old haunts might even yield some useful gossip. The annex was west of the Aetherite Plaza, wasn't it? I shall join you there anon. Yes, we'll see you there. I love this like little acoustic version of the Endwalker theme. I too have places I would be remiss in not visiting forthwith. By that leave. This little acoustic Endwalker theme is so cute. What of you, Estinian? My services as a guide are yours for the asking. That won't be necessary. Until we reconvene, I prefer to wander as the wind takes me. But I could... Oh. Well, Raha, would you like to join us then?
You've been gone for quite a while, and this would be the perfect way to refresh those dusty old memories of yours. Oh, of course, if you'll have me. Come, Umbra. Charlian awaits. After you, my friend. I am more than content to follow your lead. Oh, wild. Okay, so they've added that kind of system. All set? Then let us be on our way. Our first stop, amusingly enough, will be the last stand. It's a cafe on the west side of the harbor. Oh, fun. Oh, fun. I love this. We're going on a stroll with our buddies. This area is so pretty, by the way. Oh my god. Now that is a sight one could hardly forget. The great statue of Thaliak. As a student of Baldesian, I was usually quartered on the Isle of Val, but I would gaze upon the scholar's wise features every time I returned by ship to the city. This path leads us out toward the sea known as Thaliak Stir, so named for the statue of the scholar which stands at its end. As you know, the Sharlayan people prioritize the accumulation of wisdom above all else. Thus, when Thaliak was chosen as our patron deity, it was more a matter of pragmatism than belief, an alignment of principles, as it were. We may have honored him with a rather impressive sculpture, yes, but our faith is not so restrictive as to that of, say, the Asgardians. Individual Sharlayans can, and do, worship the divinities of their choosing. Interesting. Oh my god, look at this little cafe, it's so cute! Oh my god. No, go back. And here we are, the last stand. I may have mentioned this before, but although our research into nutrition and food preparations is quite extensive, the average Sharlayan tends to regard seasoning and flavor with certain indifference. How can I put this? The food is, it's bland. As encapsulated by our infamous Archon loaf, the prevailing sentiment toward the cuisine is dietary value first and taste a distant second. There was one pupil at the studium, however, who could stomach the school's insipid meals no longer, so he quit his lessons and poured all his savings into building a proper eatery. And so, the last stand came to be. It is, as the name implies, the sole dedicated outpost of fine dining in Sharlayan, the one and only bastion of the culinary arts in an island of otherwise mediocre fare. I seem to recall the burger being hailed as one of the more impressive items on the menu. Not that I ever had the pleasure of eating one myself. Because you were a typical Sharlayan when it came to cheap and convenient Raha, but surely Tataru has since taught you how to appreciate a well-prepared dish. We should all stop in when time permits and sample the cafe's delights. Shall we press on? The stairs to the side of the cafe there will take us up to the Aetheryte Plaza. Okay. This place is so pretty. I love it. Well, I hate it, but I also love it.
Alright, really quick, let's register. Hey, Crow. Come here so we're not straight up in this guy's face.
An unusual shape, isn't it? I assure you, however, that it's a perfectly functioning aetherite. Remember to attune yourself before we move on. Now, being the diligent tour guide that I am, I should make mention of the Confluence, a research facility located on this very plaza. Its much vaunted discoveries are the reason Sharlayan stands at the forefront of teleportation technology. In deciphering the underlying principles of Allegan aetherites, it allows us to understand and reconstruct what was essentially a lost art. And off we go to our next destination. Our path leads northeast to the Agora, Sharlayan's largest marketplace. Do you mind if I browse the shelves for a moment? There might be some hidden gems I've yet to read. Only a moment? How optimistic. Feel free to browse all you like, but we won't wait around for you. Perhaps I'll return here later then. These little open-air bookstalls are so uniquely Sharlayan. I'd always thought them a common sight until I visited other nations.
Oh, that's cute. So it's just literally like an open library stall. That's fun. Up in here. Say hi to Kryl.
Welcome to the Agora, where you can find wares made in Sharlayan as well as a wide selection of imported goods. They also used to sell questionable prototypes from the various research institutes, but I think that practice has thankfully died out, for the most part. Otherwise, I can think of no better place to stock up for your next big adventure. Am I overselling it? On a more serious note, the next stop on our tour is one which has particular relevance to our ultimate purpose here. We must head back to the Aetherite Plaza, follow the path north, then climb the stairs up to that imposing building at the very top.
That guy's doing flips. I'm getting hungry. I may have to run and make lunch. I wasn't planning on it. I was planning on holding out, but starting to get hungry.
This grand structure before you is the rostra. The name refers to the original public platform erected here, upon which a forum of elected representatives would deliver orations and debate policy. Although the stage has since evolved into council chambers, the nature of the forum and its duties and the duties of its members remain largely unchanged. Am I boring you, Raha? You seem awfully distracted. My apologies. From here, one can see the entire city spread out below. The vista put me in a mind of my arrival in the first. Those who had gathered at the Crystal Tower asked me how they might go about building a new home. Naturally, my answers were all inspired by my knowledge of the finest settlement I could think of, the great city of Sharlayan. And bit by bit, those few buildings grew into a town, a community, the Crystarium. I can almost see its echo. I see. Feel free to come up here whenever you wish. I don't think the councillors would object to you simply enjoying the view. Such memories should be treasured. For now, however, the tour must go on. Our spectacle of sightseeing concludes with the fittingly named Journey's End. Walk down the stairs to the east and continue straight ahead.
Okay. Over here? Oh, okay. This is a much larger, like, area than I'm used to for, like, a hub. This feels like almost double the size of, Stormblood's area.
Oh, Cryal! We've arrived at Journey's End. History tells us that this is where those who put ashore with Archon Yunkrip built their first homes. In the present day, it serves as the residential district for the most important officials and the oldest Sharlayan families. You'll see that one mansion is clearly larger than its neighbors. That estate belongs to our friends from House Levier. All things considered, we should probably keep our distance for the time being. And with that, we bring our little Sharlayan tour to a close. I hope it has proven to be an entertaining and enlightening experience. Now, shall we head directly to the Baldesion Annex? You remember the way, don't you, Raha?
Let me think. We head toward the harbor, cross the bridge to our right, then follow the path below to the below the Aetheryte Plaza?
Correct. After you, Umbra.
Oh, it's so pretty. Too bad they're elitist pricks. Oh my god, I've been going an hour? Holy shit. This shows just how much time you lose. Okay, I am going the right way. All right, you know what? Because I have a feeling I'm about to get into a cutscene. I am gonna go grab a bite. I will be right back. We got plenty of time. I'm gonna call it probably between 3 and 4, and then I'm gonna take a shower, and then I gotta get ready for D&D, and then I gotta make dinner.
As the joyous look on Raha's face has undoubtedly informed you, this is the Baldesian Annex. If you continue up the hill, you'll arrive on the doorstep of the phenomenon, but I think we've explored enough for one day. We could take you there another time. Inside with you then? I'm back, and I've brought Umbra and Raha with me.
Ah, you were right about the ship then.
Hello, Graha. It's nice to see you again.
And it's a pleasure to finally meet you, Umbra.
I've heard many a tale of your exploits.
Jika? Jika Sunjika, it has been an age.
Allow me to introduce Ujika Sunjika, Administration Officer for the students of Baldesian. He oversees the day-to-day business of the Annex. The Champion of Eosia has featured prominently in Kryle and Graha's reports, so for me, this is akin to seeing a fabled hero come to life. It is an honor to make your acquaintance. This place is like a second home for the students. The Isle of Val served as our main headquarters, of course, but we often had occasion to visit Charlian. Whether to make use of the city's research facilities, attend conferences, or procure supplies from distant shores. And the annex here was built to provide lodgings for our members while we engaged in such activities. Ever since our former headquarters, along with the isle itself, vanished, the annex has served as our base of operations. And yet, it feels so empty. With so many lost to us, our organization is a shell of its former self. The day will come when we will see the students rise again. But first, we must ensure that the Telophoroi fall. Through that door on the left there is the main hall where we can discuss our options moving forward. Once everyone arrives, that is. You'll probably have time to rest before the discussion begins in earnest. I've had private quarters prepared for you in the Andron, so please feel free to make yourself at home.
Ah, the nap rooms. Perfect for an afternoon doze. Oh. I didn't mean to give you the wrong impression. The chambers are quite well appointed. Far more so than some cheap roadside inn, you may be assured. 'Twas simply... Nice! Hello! 'Twas simply that we were often so busy with research or exhausted from journeys abroad that we would slip into the Andron just to steal a few winks. And thus they became known amongst the students as nap rooms, even if many such naps might last well into the following morning. Say the word and I'll be happy to show you to your chamber. Hopefully the others won't be too long in coming. I'll wait for you all in the main hall. Me too. I mean, it screams RFC. All of us are taking naps whenever we can. Oh my god, there's so many people in here. That scared the shit out of me. Because it was so empty a second ago. Oh, thank you. These are so I don't have to wash my hands and go back upstairs. After eating pepperoni.
Retire to my room. I know. Clean sheets and warm blankets await. Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, it's more of like a classroom with a bed. Very cool. So how far into 6.0 do you think you are? 86, holy crap. Oh, but I'm behind. Then again, I haven't been able to play. I've been so busy. Nice. Hi, Cryle. Whoa. I would have joined in, but I think when I tried to get on, the queue was 3,000 long, and I was like, you know what? Nah, I'll try tomorrow morning. 13 hours, damn. That's awesome, though. Nice. I did see you guys were on Discord pretty much all day yesterday. I was like, that's awesome. Pretty soon you guys are going to be done with the MSQ. You're going to be like, all right, time to hang out. Nice. Very fun. Very, very fun. The first thing I did was I went on, I got online and I got the 2 new classes and just like tested them. I am not a healer and I'm not a melee, so
I was delayed.
this took it. I'm not used to them yet. It's gonna take me a little bit. Nice. I'm very excited to see. I'm gonna be quiet for a second while I listen to Uberdanger. Nice.
It's fine, Urianger. We're all here now.
Let's get down to business then, shall we? Come what may, we must prevent the Telophoroid's plans from coming to fruition. At present, I see 2 paths for gathering the information which may aid us in achieving that goal. The first involves an investigation into the change which has come over Sharlayan, not to mention the recent inscrutable behavior of the Forum. As most of you know, the 99 members of the Forum are elected from the general populace. This alone guarantees a plethora of opinion with regards to foreign policy. The bibliotheques, for example, are a group of conservatives which would have Sharlayan focus on recording history, while remaining entirely uninvolved in the making of it. And at the other extreme, we have advocates for proactive diplomacy and direct intervention. My grandfather Galef was one such member, as was Archon Louisois. Yet despite our diverse factions and philosophies, the recent vote to deny Eorzea's request for assistance was unanimous. Even more concerning was the fact that many cited other, more pressing duties as justification for their recalcitrance.
Fortuno's refusal in Gridania had those same undertones. 'Twas as if, having stared unblinking into the face of impending doom, it simply turned away to pursue something more important. But what could that possibly be?
A mystery indeed, and one which I ask for your help to solve. Our future may depend on it. As for our second potential path, it concerns a request made directly to the students of Baldessian. organization was founded primarily to study strange and unexplained phenomena the world over. Mysterious relics and ruins, arcane disturbances, and so forth. Compared to our more isolationist Charlian colleagues, we have strong connections overseas, namely with scholars and academics who share our passion for the unknown. The request in question comes from one such acquaintance, Nidana, an alchemist residing in distant Thavnair. Her missive describes the sudden appearance of a tower, and the subsequent summoning of what I can only assume is a lunar primal.
Okay.
In response to this threat, the satrap of Radzat-Han, the individual who governs the city-state, has instructed the alchemists to find a means to deal with the spire.
The artisans of that land are heirs to an ancient tradition, one rather unlike that of their Uldan counterparts. 'Tis possible, nay, probable, that they have gleaned truths unattainable by Eorzea or her Far Eastern allies.
They do, in fact, appear to have a strategy in mind, though it will require further research. To that end, they have requested an introduction to a capable warrior shielded by the blessing of light.
Is it me?
Assuming we divide our forces to pursue both of Kral's lines of inquiry, then having you join the group heading to Thavnair would seem the obvious choice. But the investigation in Charlian is of vital importance as well. Equal, I think, to the Thavnairian one, given that the fate of the world may hinge on the results of both.
Yes, it is quite the quandary. Though it is a great imposition and an altogether too common one, our efforts would be more likely to succeed were you to lead the charge on both fronts. You are indeed our champion. As to which task to tackle first, we will defer to your decision. Let us next decide how everyone else might best be assigned. As for myself, I shall continue what I've begun in Charlian. I should also like to steal the services of an Archon or two.
And thereby gain access to a greater range of reading material. I will help with that.
Allow me to offer my assistance. I have some small amount of experience in the field of research.
Alize and I would also like to help, if you would have us.
Anything to understand even a fraction of what our father and the Forum might be thinking.
Of course, the more the merrier.
Right. The rest of us will make the journey to Thavnair. Thoughts? Objections?
I passed through Thavnair on my way to infiltrate the Empire, and though I'm not qualified to give a guided tour, I did gain a sense of where things lie.
I'll be happy to have you along then. So for this group, it will be you, me, and Urianger.
Okay.
Give me a moment afterwards, and I'll supply you with all the details of Nidana's request. Consider this hall our rendezvous point once our respective tasks are complete. May our investigations prove fruitful.
All right. All right. Interesting. I need to clean out. Alright, that's pretty cute. Okay. So we're gonna pick up both, because of course we are.
An unsettling change has come over Charlian, but together we will divine the underlying cause for the Forum's callousness. As I mentioned before, however, questioning the councillors directly is a fruitless endeavor. They seem to have already come to the consensus as to what and how little they are willing to divulge, which is why I began scouring Charlian's archive of historical records for any hint of a connection to the final days. Suffice it to say that progress has been slow. There are only so many dusty pages one can skim in a day. But now that I have this band of willing reinforcements, the search should proceed all the swifter. Let us reconvene outside Normanon, shall we? Exit the annex to the right and you'll find the archives on the western edge of the woods.
Alright. And Thancred. It's the boys' club. Figured it out. I have Kryle's instructions in hand. If you are ready to set out, then so are we. Having been to Thavner before, I can travel by Aetheryte. But what of the rest of you? Another sea voyage would waste time we do not have. Kryle was of the same mind, and has already secured the aid of the good folk of the Confluence. We'll take ourselves there. Uh-oh. The Confluence, thou sayest. I'm afraid so, my friend. Thou wilt recall the hunt for Iceheart, unto whose sanctuary we delivered the owing it to the knowledge of our comrade Moonbreda. I can't read all of a sudden. Moonbreda was an authority on etherology, a field of study she did embark upon in pursuit of her parents' example. Both are authorities in their own right, and both are researchers at the Confluence. Ooh. Haven't you gone to see them yet? I attempted to do so earlier, but to my shame, my courage failed me at the last. Oof. As it hath many the times I thought to reach out to them after sending the fateful letter. Neither time nor introspection have revealed unto me the words I should speak, and thus have I kept my silence. Whether you come with us or no is your choice and yours alone. If it is too difficult, we'll manage. Thou art kind to say so, but I have no intention of forsaking our cause. I shall go to the Confluence, and I shall face that which hath long been overdue. It is settled. Then let us be off. When we arrive, we should look for a researcher named Kit. That's how I'm gonna guess it's pronounced. Alright. Which one do I do first? I'm not sure. Speaking of which, I need to add that to my bar. There's provoke, there's interject. I need to add... roll... arm's length. I'm going to add that there. Shirk. Oh my god. Oh god, there's so many people. Do I do boys club first or research buddies first? I think I want to do boys club. Oh, I need a drink. Ugh. Be right back. Throat's all dry. What is that, the worst feeling in the world? Yeah, it is. Alright. Got about 3.5 hours before I can start making dinner. That way all of my ingredients are measured out and ready to go for around 4:45-ish. Alright. Well now, this is rather a lot of stern faces. Are my library books overdue again? Not to our knowledge. We're associates of Kryl and the students of Baldizian. We seek passage to Thavnair and understand that you can assist us. Test subjects? Ah, the test subjects! Welcome, welcome! Test subjects? Oh, you hadn't heard? Well then, allow me to explain. So, in order to travel to an aetheryte, you ordinarily need to be attuned to it beforehand. Otherwise, you can't use it as a beacon to seek out while you're a mess of ether hurtling through the life stream. An inconvenient but incontrovertible limitation of aetheryte transportation. But what if I were to tell you that there's a way to travel to an aetheryte without being attuned to it? A way to teleport instantly to places you've never been. For long years, we've labored to make such travel possible, that people might move about more freely. And we've finally done it. We've created a new kind of aetheryte that doesn't require attunement. Truly, that changes everything. Well, my language may have been a bit misleading. The user need not attune to these aetherytes, but the aetherytes themselves must be pre-attuned to each other, thereby facilitating travel between 2 points. But it just so happens that our first test pair of aetherytes, one has been installed here in Sharlayan, and the other over in Yeldhimad, a port town in Thavnair. As you may know, our nation has long maintained strong ties with Radzat Han, and indeed, we owe much of this breakthrough to the contribution of their alchemists. So, to sum it up, we're to test these aetherytes. How fortuitous for you. I should mention that an accident has impaired my ability to channel ether. Will this be a problem? Not at all. As a matter of fact, you might say these aetherytes were made for people like your good self. The magics imbued within will whisk you away without any effort on your part. A veritable dream come true. And far be it from me to worry about such things, but do we have permission to make use of your shiny new invention? The only permission required is yours, so assuming you're willing, we're all set. It may come as a surprise, but we actually struggle to find test subjects. Most people seem to have an unreasonable fear of their souls gradually disintegrating as they drift helplessly in the lifestream, in the statistically unlikely event that something goes awry. But it's plain that you aren't most people. Mistress Kryl truly knows how to pick them. If I might change the subject, are Master Wilfson and Mistress Bluida not present today?
Oh, you didn't hear. They recently resigned their posts. Their expertise was needed elsewhere. A large-scale project helmed by the Forum itself, as I understand, but I'm not privy to the details.
I see.
Any other questions? No? Then let's get going before you change your minds. Please see to your preparations and head outside to the Aetheryte Plaza. I'll be along shortly.
Alright. Alright, I guess we're doing the Thavnair one first. Boys Club. Well, plus me, because my character's female.
Right, we're all set.
Wow, I got her voice pretty close.
Just the 4 of you, was it?
3. I'm already attuned to the crystal in Thavnair.
You are? Oh. I would have preferred more test subjects. Oh, well, never mind. If our 3 travelers could line up here, please. Yes, right there is fine. Take a deep breath, and I'll soon have you soaring through the ether.
Cue the screaming.
And one last thing. You might experience a teensy-weensy touch of violent ethereal sickness. Good luck!
Oh, you could have warned us beforehand. If I recall, Thancred does not do well with ethereal sickness. Uh-oh. He's gonna be unconscious when we arrive. Ooh, map. Nice. I like that they did the little teleport. That's fun.
Thavnair, home to city-state Rads at Han. Rising from the southeast waters of the Bounty, this Isle of Plenty served as the battleground for a conflict between 2 peoples. Their cultures bled into one another until a unique amalgamation was distilled from the chaos, in a process not unlike their precious alchemy.
Oh, very
Once
pretty.
solidified as a single nation, an adamant stance of neutrality would hold invaders at bay for a time. Now across this vibrant isle creeps a fog of malice. What choice do you have? What chance?
Oh, crap.
Against such an insidious foe.
Of all the people to go down, I was not expecting Urianger. Wow, this place is so pretty. I love all the purples and the... Oh, it's so colorful. I love Thavnair already, just from a visual perspective. It's so cool. Oh god.
They all look so sad. Estinian. Estinian's a dad.
I've seen fairer faces after a bout of bad shellfish.
Oh, damn. Dead.
Let me bring you something to drink. That should help settle your bellies.
There was a note with Kryle's instructions. Don't let Estinian roam the markets alone. He's alarmingly bad with coin.
I'm determined to go chase after Estinian before he spends all our money. Will I be able to reach Estinian in time? You there. You there. I need 3 drinks. Something that helps with ether sickness.
By the Minutia, a traveler. Greetings. Greetings and welcome. You are wise, good sir, to come to me. My special Amra Lassie, made with only the finest and freshest ingredients, is famed for calming unruly bellies. By way of a warm welcome to Thavnair, I'm pleased to offer it to you for the low price of 19,800 gil. For not 1, not 2, but 3 bottles. A bargain amongst bargains.
The price is high road robbery, and you want to say as much to a city, but you realize any words of warning you cry out might be accompanied by your last meal. Okay, so, / deny. No! Estinian, don't do it! I thought you could barely stand. What do you need to tell me that's so urgent? Wait. I shouldn't buy the lassie. This merchant is swindling me.
Ah! Sincerest apologies, sir. But I appear to have my prices confused. It's actually 1,890 gil for 3 bottles of lassie.
That confusion would have been quite costly for both of us. Very well then, your coin. Yeah, a bottle for each of you. Take them to the others and get some rest. I'll be back after I've explored the town. Elephant Man! Oh, okay, so it's literally not gonna let me get the etherite. Okay. Riange. Praise be the 12. My stomach doth loosen its death grip. My heartfelt thanks to thee, Nestinian, and to the fine fruits of this land. Here you go, Thancred. Sweet relief. If you haven't already, you should have yours too. Right, I'm ready to get on with it. That lassie... Ah, shit! Back on your feet, I see. Thy hair? Aye, I've bound it. 'Tis the most I could do against the heat, short of shedding my armor. Oh, okay, that's why he had a ponytail in the opening cutscene. May I ask where you got the code for it? A local vendor. The man said it's a Thavarian weave, tough and not easily unraveled. And how much did it cost? 9,400 gil. A steal, I was told. 'Tis nothing fancy, but I've always valued function over form. That's incredible. I dare say not even Alfino could hold a candle to you. I am inclined to agree with thine assessment. It doth seem excessive. Unusually so. Claiming Thavnir as its dominion, the nation of Razat Han hath long thrived as a hub of commerce. In the beginning, there were the Arkasodra, a Mantaga tribe indigenous to this island. Over time, they came to be joined by other races, and through their intermingling of culture, rich and distinct did emerge. From alchemy to textiles, the products of Hannish culture have come to be celebrated and coveted the world over, a development only aided by the nation's prime location as a waypoint betwixt east and west. All of this hath combined to make a trading power of Razat Han, yet such a status cannot be taken for granted. Nay, it must needs be maintained through judicious governance and stringent regulation. Neither of which I see any evidence, given that merchants at a getaway town are free to fleece hapless travelers and tarnish the reputation of the nation at large. Just so. That opportunistic pricing is rampant doth suggest that oversight is much weakened, or mayhap that the people have fallen upon hard times. Whatever the truth may be, 'twould be prudent to ascertain the current state of affairs. Prudent and practical, aye. We've not to lose by learning more. So, ere we seek out Kryle's acquaintance, shall we seek what information we can gather here in Yeldahamad, however you'd say that. Excellent. We didn't exactly get off to a flying start, but we'll make up for it. Noise. Alright, so really quick. Oh. So if that's been moved to collection... Here we go. I still have it, it's just been moved. Got it. Nice! So it's no longer a key item, is the thing. Alright. Right, let us split up and make inquiries in town. Umbra, the pier is yours. Once we have learned what we can, we regroup by the Aetheryte. Off-putting though the mere sight of it may be. Excuse me. Alright, let's grab the Aetheryte really quick. The crate is laden with fruits, but they are on the verge of spoiling, as if they have been left too long. Why the fuck would you be doing that? That make no sense at all. What the fuck? Shit's gonna go bad. Surveying. God, this place is pretty. Gazing out from the pier, you spy boats moored off nearby islands, with the silhouettes of larger seafaring vessels further away. Compared to other ports you have visited in the past, there appears to be very little activity. Okay. Jin Nalil? What am I doing? Oh, recording my sales. Still do it daily out of habit, though I don't know why I bother. Hardly sell anything these days. Business has never been this terrible, but I suppose things could have been even worse. Could have a consortium to keep afloat, like Kal Zahal. I don't envy his position. Better to be alone with my little operation, I've come to realize. You're a traveler by the looks of you. If you have a moment, perhaps you could pay Kal Zahal a visit. He'd be glad for tidings from abroad. Like as not, you'll find him at the Saltwind Sails, the Harbor Guild building across the water from here. Okay. Well now, if it isn't a traveler, you're a real sight in these unsettled times. People have been giving us a wide berth since that accursed tower suddenly appeared in Naronair. If it just stood there and loomed ominously, perhaps things would be fine after a fashion, but no. It had to spawn tall fiends as well. Fell fiends. We still have our lives thanks to the Radiant Host, but business is as good as dead. What'll become of us? Only God knows. Blah. My hand was shaking. The Dalmatians are coming, but we already have everything they ordered. What are we supposed to do with it? I don't know, but yelling at me isn't going to help. All I know is their plans have changed, and that's all. Look, you must have known this might happen. The Empire is at war with itself, and the provinces are in chaos. And then there's the tower sitting on our doorstep, spitting out monstrosities. The city has its defenses, but we've been afforded no protection out here. We can't blame foreigners for not wanting to take the risk. Gah! But this will be an enormous loss. Hey. Hold on a moment. Alright. Forget about the Dalmatians. Surely some ships are still coming. We have fresh produce, handicrafts, medicine, all the perennial Hannish favorites. Our consortium works closely with merchants and artisans to supply only the finest wares. Quality is guaranteed. I know all these things, Kal Zahal, I know. But... which is why I regret to say I have nothing for you. All voyages have been cancelled or indefinitely postponed. Excuse me. And you are? Wait, you're a foreigner, are you not? A merchant. Please tell me you're a merchant. I'm not. I see. That's a shame. I'm sorry, but we're discussing important matters. If you need something, please talk to one of the others. Excuse me? My name is Metsia. I'm here to see Kalza Hall. He's cute. Oh, it seems he's busy. I'll come back later then. Ah. Wait, where'd you go, little elephant man? I love you. Yes, can I help you? I remember seeing you back at the guild. You wanted to speak with Kazahal too, did you? I'm Metsia, a fisherman of Akyali, a nearby village. I sell my catch to Kazahal, who offers it to foreign merchants, but he hasn't brought anything for a while. When I heard the consortium had been struggling, I became worried and decided to come and see him. Just as soon as he's free, anyway. He's a hard-working man, and I dare not disturb him. Let's just do this so I don't forget. Fisherman's friend. If I may ask, what is it you do? An adventurer, you say? And you travel the world helping people? Then that must mean you're great at dealing with strangers. Please, won't you teach me how to be like you? You see, I've brought some fresh fish with me, the portion I couldn't preserve, and I wanted to sell them. The problem is I'm terrible with people. I've ever only dealt with Kalzahal, and I can't talk to customers without getting my trunk in a twist. So please, as silly as it might sound, will you not peddle the fish in my stead and show me how it's done? Oh, I love him. If you're willing, please let me know. We can begin at once. Ah! You'll do it then? Show me how to deal with customers? I'm in your debt. Right, please try to peddle my fish to, shall we say, 3 people here in Yaldahamad. I will observe you then. Alright, so now he gonna follow me. I love him. He's just a cute little elephant man. Excuse me. Yes. Greetings, friend. How fare you late? Greetings to you too. I suppose I'm well enough given the circumstance. Things have settled down somewhat, but it was utter chaos when the tower first appeared. Everyone grabbing whatever they could, trampling over each other to get into the city. Many remain then for now, but I could not stay away. Had to come back, continue my life such as it is. Whether or not it was the right choice, only time will tell. Oh, trust me, I don't. I make sure to keep well clear of the tower. When more monsters emerge from it, I heed the Radiant Host's instructions. I hope they deal with it soon, so we can get back to our normal lives. To the days when you could earn as much as you gave. And chuck into a meal satisfied that you did good work. Fresh fish, you say? Gotta butter him up. Oh, you're a fishmonger. Huh! When you bait me like that, how can I not bite? Very well. Give me some of your fish. Thank you for your custom. The catch of the day is Shallow's cod, delectable stewed in coconut milk or baked with a sprinkle of salt.
This is where all of my marketing experience comes in handy. Well, it's also like sales is easy. You get the person to talk about themselves and you butter them up. And then when you make kind of a sly offer, they're usually like, "Oh yeah, well, you let me talk this entire time. I should probably do something for you." And it's sleazy as fuck, which is why I hate sales. Because it straight up is all about manipulating people. And I hate it.
A hawker, are you? Do you sell fruit by chance? If so, I want to buy some Amra. Let's say a dozen. They don't need to be export quality.
What do you need so many Amra for?
Why, for eating, of course. May seem like a lot, but of late, I go through that many in no time at all. I'm a stock taker by trade, but with no vessels coming in these days, the wares are beginning to pile up. By the same token, nothing is coming in from overseas, but not a day goes by that someone doesn't come asking for when the next shipment is arriving for this or that, and for this and that and this and that. All of it wears me down, and I find myself feeling constantly hungry.
I know how you feel.
Thank you. Pity you don't sell fruit, but I enjoyed our little chat. It took my mind off their troubles for a moment.
Damn it!
Never mind. If nothing else, you left her with a positive impression. Let's move on to the north side of town, shall we?
Shit! I went the wrong direction. Oh well. Huh. I got Elephant Man. Hey, Zuberdanger. Hi, Uberdanger. What is it? If you don't mind, I'm rather busy. Oh god, it's my stomach. Oh, he's starving. Ether sickness? Oh, no, nothing so unusual. In my hurry to get back to work, I just ate a little too quickly. Eat more slowly and savor your food. What that I could, but I can't afford to be idle. Like as not, circumstances will surely get worse before they get better. And so I'm working as hard as I can while I still can. It's better to be prepared. How do you intend to prepare? By stockpiling supplies. For that, I need to earn some coins so I can buy food, medicine, what have you. Aye. Well, fish wouldn't be bad. But I don't suppose it would hassle preserving them myself. I'd rather buy stuff that's already ready to store. So I'm afraid I'm gonna have to pass on you, fish. If you dicks. Oh well. I tried.
Thank you so much for your demonstration. It was truly an eye-opening experience. Come, let us return to the pier.
Well, I tried. All of my marketing experience down the drain. I'm a garbage person.
Thank you so much for showing me how to talk to customers. You managed to sell to one of the 3 people you approached. It was difficult, but when you put your mind to it, you succeeded. Though you did fail too. But there are lessons to be learned in both success and failure. By applying yours, I'll endeavor to become a better peddler. Still, there's only so much I can do alone. I hope that things will return to normal for Karlsson too. I thought I heard a familiar voice. But who said it? But who should it be but Matsia? Oh, that's this guy. Kozol, have you finished your business with the guild? So, you were there too? Forgive me, try as I might, I can't find any buyers. With no ships coming in and hardly any going out, there simply aren't any options. At this rate... So, you can't buy my fish anymore? I'm sorry, Matsuya. I truly am. But for now, you must peddle your own goods. But by myself, I can't. I want to help you, I do, but as it stands, I can barely help myself. I've poured my all into the consortium, and I'll be damned if I let it fall apart. I have friends and families depending on me, and I won't fail them. The sisters as my witness. Kaiser. Not to worry. Using what I learned for you, I'm sure I'll manage somehow. Well, I'd best return to my village. My thanks again, and please take care on the road. Well, Dookie. Alright. What was this? Oh. New glovies. I see you've been busy. Managed to learn a tidbit or two, I trust. I see. We also heard that the tower is affecting many locals' livelihoods, but to think that it would be to such an extent. For another notable, if not wholly unexpected, discovery, disappearances and kidnappings are disturbingly commonplace. As before, the culprits are almost certainly tempered Imperial soldiers. And, as before, they mean to use the faith of the hapless thralls to call forth a lunar primal. Business as usual for the Telophoroi. Da, 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 da. That Matsuya fellow you were helping, he's Akasadora, is he not? Apparently, 'tis almost exclusively his people that are being kidnapped. Should he be traveling alone? If summoning this is this perpetrator's aim, it doth stand to reason that the Akasadora would be their primary targets. For 'tis the faith of their ancestors which prevaileth in this land, and many are devout adherents still. We'd better go after him. Akali lies to the west, as I recall, the same direction as Kryle's acquaintance into this I can't talk today. It's settled then. Keep your eyes peeled while we make for the village. Stepchild. Is this an ether current? Stop. Ah, they decreased the amount of ether currents? Ah, man, I should have waited. I'm kidding. I'm actually glad I did it when I did it. Because they also increased the duty ones by 1, it looks like. Do, do, do. Hey, Agul. I was right, it is an ether current.
Why are the Matagana everywhere? Has this town fallen? Your face! It is new to me. You were the warrior who fought in the mole in the Nardum. I am Ogul of the Katayan. It was your bravery and skill which inspired me to embark on my own hero's journey. Yet now I have foolishly blundered into a den of Matagana. Why do these others walk without fear? Do they not care that if they are slaughtered? I do not doubt your word, but grandmother would always warn me if you encounter a Matanga, and you turn tail and flee as fast and as far as you can. Her tales were awful and bloody, so now at the very sight of the terror that rises unbidden. No, I cannot stay here. I must earn enough coin to buy passage from this Nightmare Island as soon as possible. I beg you, stay at my side for a time, just until I meet with this Kankana person, this Kankana person the sailors told me about. She is said to have work that pays a fair wage, so I will see to it that she has for me.
Can't read. I can't read today.
Na 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 na. By the Dusk Mother, no one told me that Kankana was a Matanga. Could I ask you to speak with her in my stead?
Hi. Welcome to Yedilimad, traveler. I am Kankana, and it is my job to assign the right work to the right workers. Might I have your name? Umbra and Ogul, was it? Let me jot those down.
Oh, grandmother, why? Why did it have to be a Matanga?
Matanga. God, I can't say that right. Is your companion quite alright? An understandable reaction. The Gajasura tribe have done much to stain the reputation of our people. You are looking for work, though, yes? Many have been forced to take what they could get when these troubles began, so I'm afraid all the simple jobs are gone. As for what's left, I only have tasks fit for seasoned fighters. Does that sound like something you could do?
Fighting? I could fight. Lest you doubt, my skill is likened to that of the Dragonbane, the legendary Chakazo herself.
I'm not familiar with the name, but you sound formidable indeed. Why don't we start you out on escort duty then? A group of artisans set out to harvest materials and asked that I send any prospective protectors their way should I happen to enlist any.
What? They already set off. It's our duty to escort them.
There's to be a ritual dance performed in Kadiana's footsteps. They'll need incense and costumes for the dances and such. The entire thing was decided rather suddenly, so there was no time to waste.
And these artisans you speak of, do they also include Matanga in their number?
It was Inaka Sadara who submitted the request. I hope that won't be a problem.
Oh no, not at all. I look forward to fainting at the feet of my most feared enemy. Umbra, I cannot do this alone. Pray lend me the strength of the victor of the Nadam, and half the reward of this task will be yours.
Sure. The artisans did plan to venture far. Leave Yedlimad to the west, and you should soon come across your employer.
Then that is where we shall meet. You will find me there, yes?
Bleh. It's been a while since I've done this. I'm already running out of steam. How dare I get tired already? Oh, Jesus Christ, Ogul. You must be our belated escort, yes? Glad to have such courageous... Oh, is your companion not well? She seems a touch shaky.
Of course! I should have thought of it before. I shall harvest the necessary ingredients while the artisan stays here. That way I have no need to fear him, being harmed. Perfect!
I must say, this is less than ideal. My people are already scattered across the wilds, and I wanted someone to roam around and ensure they were safe from the attack. Is your friend perhaps frightened by the Arcasadora? I have met such travelers before. Well, no matter. If you could patrol the area as I asked, I must attend to my own harvesting. Great. You must think me foolish. I was so absorbed in my task that I failed to notice the ground shaking at their approach. Still, mind you, there's a lot and my satchel is full. Thanks to you, I think I can make it back to town in time to meet the others.
What happened? Did you slay the beast? That was a near thing. I took the first one by surprise, but the second, knowing a Matanga was at my back, my mind froze and my body refused to obey. Grandmother taught me that we should let fear wash over us like water, but to my shame, I could not have failed her more thoroughly. Not to sound ungrateful, Umbra, but why did you follow me? We were to patrol. Forgive me, I should have waited for orders instead of running off alone and putting lives in peril. Come, we should return to our employer. Want to be sure that the wounded man reach safety.
My colleague told me of his rescue. Although we had hoped for an escort from the start, imagine if you hadn't come at all. I've sent him and the others back to our workshop, so consider your duty with us complete. You have my thanks. As for your payment, that you can collect from Kankana.
Right. I suppose we report to Kankana then.
Ow.
We Yedlihimad.
I have no idea how that's actually pronounced.
Ah, there you are. Your employer expressed satisfaction with your work, so congratulations on a job well done. As a response to the recent chaos, the upcoming ritual was hastily planned, to say the least. As a consequence, the artisans have been hard-pressed to make everything ready. But when hard times are hard, the people of Thavnair rely on such traditions to renew their faith and bolster their hearts. with the teachings of the divine. The death of an artisan would have thrown the whole thing into disarray, and thus your rescue was timely indeed. Please, accept your payment, half each as agreed upon. Are you interested in further work? I may have something for you, if so. Da, 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 da. I got the ether current. Ah. Alright, so I'm planning on going like another hour. But I'm definitely getting tired. You do not see Metsia nearby, but the elevated ground up ahead may provide a better vantage point. Alright. Okay, so we gotta climb up there. So they've decreased the total number of ether currents, but increased the number of ether current quests, I feel like. Right? Were there always... Were there 4 or were they 3, usually? I feel like there were usually 3. I don't see Matsia. No! Which one's Matsia? Yeah. No! Leave me alone! Help! Somebody help! Came from the north. Don't worry, Matsia. I'm coming for you, buddy. I'm only mostly tired. It's been a while since I played, so I'm a little... Odd. Wrong button. Hey, Matsuya, you alright, bud? Huh? Where did they go? Why are you here? I see you found him in time. You and your friends came to look for me. I don't know how to thank you. On my way home, I took a moment to stop and rest. Think about what to do about, well, everything. And then those men came. Kidnappers. We'd heard that the Arcasadora... Jesus. We'd heard that the Arcasadora were being targeted. Surely you have as well. Perhaps it's best if you took refuge in the city. We've considered it, me and the others, but fishing is all we know. The ocean's all we have. I see. That's your decision to make, but you should take care not to travel alone. Ouch. A question, if I may. 'Tis our understanding that strange fiends have emerged from the tower. What canst thou tell us of these beings? Not much, I'm afraid. I've no idea what they are. But I've heard that some bear an unsettling resemblance to our divinities. For that reason, some have taken
taken to calling the tower Zot. House of Divinities in the old tongue, I mean. But they're not true divinities, they're murderous imitations that only bring death. To have one's faith so twisted in a grievous indignity and full justified art thou in thine outrage. Know that 'tis for no other purpose but to neutralize the tower that we have journeyed to this land. In time we may be forced to contend with these false gods, and thus we would learn all we may about them. Wilt thou not tell us of thy divinities and their true nature? You've come all this way to save us? Really? To think I had you peddling fish. But to answer your question, yes, of course. We would gladly tell you about our gods. We, I say, because I'm a terrible storyteller and I'd ask my fellow villagers to do it. So please, come to our village. We're good God-fearing folk, all of us, and we'd be honored to share our knowledge, and fish. What sayest thou? Shall we pay a visit to Achiali? Wonderful. Just follow the road west and down the hill. You can't miss it. Oh, good lord. So, 'tis the simulacrum of the Thavarian gods that are being summoned. If any doubt existed before, there can be none now. The kidnapped Hanish are imprisoned in that tower. I pray that we will be able to save them. Though indeed, saving them will mean confronting their false gods, like as not. Aye, as you said, we do well to study their religious traditions. To Achiali. Woof. I don't know why I'm so tired all of a sudden. I'm ignoring you. I discovered a new location. Good lord, why am I so tired all of a sudden? I need a sec. Alright. Feeling a wee bit better. Welcome to Achiali, my friend. The name means white beach, and there isn't much here save that. But please, make yourself at home. Your companions have already begun talking to everyone. Feel free to show yourself around and do the same. Any one of us can tell you about our gods, but you could do worse than to start with Karga and the old Hasvayada. They're free at the moment, as it happens. You wish to know about our gods? What a curious visitor you are. Most want fish. In any case, I'm happy to oblige. Now, I don't know how it is whence you hail, but our island is home to many gods. They can be divided into two groups. The Menusya, beings of wisdom who assume the form of men, and the Murga, beings of might who assume the form of beasts. Together they are divinities, their forms and personalities many and varied.
Good. When can I stop yawning?
Some are kind and gentle, but others stern and temperamental, just like we mortals can be. All are possessed of great insight and experience, and by heeding their teachings, we strive to be better people and live better lives. Alright. Interested in learning about our gods, you say? That's what I like to hear. Prick up your ears then and listen. In ancient times, the Mansuya and Murga, deities who look like men and beasts respectively, were locked in conflict. Eventually, seeking the wisdom of Mansunya, Manusya, the Murga cast aside their own heads and took up those of their foes. Likewise, the Manusya coveted the might of the Murga, and so they too resolved to trade heads. Thus were born new gods, possessed of both might and wisdom, and they ushered in an age of harmony between the two factions. From then on, as a sign of their esteem for one another, the Manusya have worn animal faces, and the Murga the limbs of men. Okay. There you are, learning a thing or two about our gods, I trust. While you were off talking to the others, I remembered something that may be of interest. If you could let your friends know, I'll go and fetch it from my home at once. Please, for the love of God, be voiced. My throat is like slowly being destroyed. Oh, it's not going to be. Apologies for the wait. I wish to show you this agate scroll which describes 3 of our most revered deities. By all means, we should like to see it. Click, please. Please, Jesus. Ah, okay. So I remember seeing these this is an upcoming duties boss. Ugh. And the only reason I know that is because I watched a bunch of the streamer early access stuff. They are Manusya. You heard about them already, yes? 3 sisters. The center one is the eldest, Siddharuva, a goddess of wisdom. For this, alchemists hold her in the highest. To her right is the middle sister, Sendurava, a goddess of wealth. She counts many traders among her followers. And on the left is Mindaruva, the youngest sibling. She presides over the crafts and so is beloved by weavers. Although each is worshipped for different reasons, the sisters are usually portrayed together in these works, which people keep in their homes for good fortune. In like fashion to the Manusya, the deities of Eorzea In like fashion to the Manusya, the deities of Eorzea pride over myriad aspects of life. So what of the Murga, if I may ask? The Murga hold power over nature. In ages past, they were revered as guardian deities in times of conflict. If you have occasion to visit our temples and ruins, you'll find their images there. Amongst them is a god who possesses a Gaj's head, and he is venerated as the progenitor of the Arcasadora. And then there are dragons. They occupy a special place in our history. You worship dragons too. It's said that an ancestor of the satrap, that's the ruler of the Radzidhan, forged a covenant with the dragon divinity in ancient times. This divinity has since acted as the guardian deity of satrap. Legend holds that if ever the satrap is in need, his dragon ally will fly to his aid. Dragon ally. Can't do his voice today. You claim to be a terrible storyteller, but nothing could be further from the truth. The passion you bear for your faith is plain to hear. I am confident that the information you give us will serve us well in our efforts to deal with the tower. That's very kind of you to say. Thank you. I will pray for your success.
Right. Believe it's time we sought out Kryle's acquaintance, an alchemist by the name of Nidana. According to Kryle's notes, we're to find her at a place called the Great Work, further north along the coast.
Oh, good lord. Why am I so tired? Good god, I might have to end early. In fact, I think I'm going to. Woof. But guys, thank you for joining. I'm sorry it's a bit of a shorter stream today, but I am wiped out already. I don't know what the fuck's happening. But we will continue this tomorrow. I'm going to try and stream Tuesday and Wednesday too, because I'm going to be out of town all weekend. So yeah. Look forward to that, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.